ESPN, we didn't get to it yesterday, and they released another one. Every single day, they've been releasing top 10 rankings from executive scouts and coaches. Yesterday, they released safeties, and then today they did tight ends. We'll do tight ends first because I think it's a more interesting list a little bit here. So I'll pull it up here. We'll just go from one until we want to stop. So obviously number 1, Travis Kelce. I don't think anyone.
How did lowest ranking 5?
I would like to know
ridiculous.
who. The only reason I could think is because of the season he had. So some people thought, oh, let's put him down a little bit.
He had 900 receiving yards. Like,
it's crazy. Second, George Kittle. I think he had lowest ranking 5 too, which is crazy. I think this is fine though. I think 1, 2. I think we could.
I have no issue.
This is where things get. This is where things start to already make me mad.
If it's Mark Andrews, I'm going to be mad.
It's Mark Andrews.
Oh,
he gets the third spot. It does say here, though, it says Andrews went back and forth with Lions rookie Sam LaPorta for the third spot before overtaking him in a little late voting process. So,
go ahead, Gentry, because I'll go
ahead. I really, to be honest, I think Sam LaPorta is a top 3 tight end in this league, but, I really don't hate it. Mark Andrews has had consecutive seasons showing that he is one of the best in this league. So maybe until Sam LaPorta racks up, a couple seasons, I get it. But I still believe he's in that top 3, but I really don't hate it because Mark Andrews is a really good tight end. And he is the vocal point of that Baltimore Ravens offense outside of Lamar Jackson. And, that's his guy and he's shown up. So I think he's better than Mark Andrews, but it is what it is after 1 year.
If this was Mark Andrews and he did not have an injury, I could live with it because of the Mark Andrews at one point had a 1,300-yard season. But I'm going to try to take statistics out of this and just look at the players by players. Mark Andrews is a better blocker than Sam LaPorta as of right now, but that is it. Sam LaPorta, more athletic, has better hands, better route runner, and Sam LaPorta is still a very good damn blocker. So if you're just living off of, okay, it's Mark Andrews, we got to respect it, I can hear you. But by week 3 of the season, you're going to be putting Sam LaPorta at 3, if not 2. So I really don't like this, just especially because I think Mark Andrews, where the NFL is going, I don't think he translates as well. I mean, he's one of those guys that he was a second-round pick out of Oklahoma, and he got drafted with Hayden Hurst. He wasn't even the number 1 tight end in that draft class. They took Hayden Hurst in the first round. So I don't think he's somebody that intangibly blows you away. Sam LaPorta is, and I think Sam LaPorta has the production to go with it. So I really do not agree with this at all.
So the way I looked at it was right now, if I'm going into, I look at like a lot of the rankings that we've been going through. It's going into the season. If I had to pick one, Mark Andrews or Sam LaPorta, I'm taking Sam LaPorta 10 times out of 10 times going into the season, or recreating a tight end or drafting a tight end. I'm taking Sam LaPorta, and I went back and looked at Mark Andrews' year, 2021. He had the 1,300-yard year, 100 and something receptions. He had a great year. That was 3 years ago. That was a while ago. And the thing is, every single season, he's been in the league for 6 years, right? Mm-hmm. That was Sam LaPorta just came in and had 86 catches, 890 yards, 10 touchdowns. That was the only time Mark Andrews had the same or more stats than Sam LaPorta. All 5 other years, that this 1 year from rookie season, Sam LaPorta has been already better than all 5 of those other years of Mark Andrews in his first year. And it took Mark Andrews till 2021 to do it, and he hasn't done it since. I think he's people are, and I think he's good. I would put him 4th, 5th, but I think a lot of people are living in that. Hey, Mark Andrews is still elite, 1,300-yard thing. He's been hurt a lot, and he's been good, but dude, he just keeps getting hurt. If I had to go into the season with a tight end, I'm taking Sam LaPorta without a doubt, and I'm shocked to see executive coaches and scouts say, no, give me Mark Andrews over LaPorta. I can't wrap my head around that, especially after what you saw last year.
It's got to be the impact in the run game. That's the only reason I could imagine, just because with the Ravens, they run the ball so much, and he's such a big part of that, and the fact that he's Lamar's favorite target. But I mean, if Sam LaPorta was the number 1 option, especially where he's going to be at Mark Andrews entering year 6, this time in Sam LaPorta's career, it's going to be levels to it. So I'm with you, Boone. It's got to just be the narrative from Mark Andrews off that 1,300-yard season. Because I could be wrong, but that's his only 1,000-yard season of his career, no? And he's been the number 1 target.
Dude, I'm telling you, Sam LaPorta's best only year, rookie year, 889 yards. In 2021, that was the only time Mark Andrews ever got over that. He's never had as many, they have 2 of the, obviously 1,300 yards is insane, but it's always been 600, 800, 700 for Mark Andrews after that, and before that. He's never, and it's going into Seventh season, like, yeah, he's going to be better blocking. Like Sam LaPorta talked to the media a month back, and he told him, he's like, one thing I need to get better at is blocking, and I know it, and I've gotten better. Like, I think that's something in the NFL right away no one's just good at right away because it's a different physicality. Like, it's way different than college. And like, you don't think Sam LaPorta from Iowa, who runs the ball 500 times a game, he could block in college. He just has to transition to be able to do it in the NFL. Year 2, I'm sure he's going to do it almost as good as Mark Andrews.
And LaPorta wasn't even a bad blocker by any means in year 1. He was pancaking Kenny Clark week 4, and there's been a lot of people that have made the comparison of him just being kind of like a small forward in the NFL just because he's big enough to post up guys, which is like blocking, and he's athletic enough to get around linebackers and safeties to be like athletic guys. So Sam LaPorta, he just brings different dimensions of the game, especially after the catch, that Mark Andrews just doesn't.
All right. Gentry, do you have anything else on the mark? I'm just going to go down here to the Sam LaPorta thing.
I was just going to say, if it's not Sam LaPorta at 4, then we riot. But
yeah, so they have him. He was ranked 3 as the highest, which I think that's where he should have been, ranked as low as 7. They don't say that much about him. Obviously, it says he's exploded on the scene with 86 catches, awesome. The most ever for a rookie tight end for 889 yards, and 10 touchdowns. And then, here's the quote for him. He's effing awesome. A veteran NFL scout said, no, you're not catching Booner swear. Everything looks super easy and natural to him. Great feet, great in the end zone, strains every play, whether blocking or running routes, plays the game the right way, snap in and snap out.
No way they dropped the plays the game the right way.
Strong for his size and so instinctive. And then obviously you see here, do you guys have anything else on Sammy P? Or Sammy L?
He's going to be top 3, if not top 2 by the end of this year.
I agree. Hawk is 5th. David Njoku 6th. I don't hate David Njoku at 6th.
I
think he had a good year.
Flacco, though.
He had a good year.
That whole team did.
Dallas Goedert.
Can we kind of speed this up? Can you find where Trey McBride is on here?
Dalton Kincaid, Evan Ingram, and Dalton Schultz.
Hey, that's my guy. That's my fucking guy, Dalton.
All right, so they got him there.
I just want to make Ferguson, Trey McBride, Pat Fryermuth, Cole Kmet, Kyle Pitts, honorable mention.
Yeah, there he is.
Jeff Iafrate.
After the respective Cole Kmet, who we were just hyping up yesterday.
What if you had Jeff's quote in there that him getting 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns or whatever?
Just wait on it.
But Schiff did make a pretty good point about Andrews, which it kind of I forgot about. Isaiah Likely looked really good when Mark Andrews went out, and
Isaiah Likely,
even though I said I'm fine with the Mark Andrews position for now, but I think Sam's gonna jump that by next year minimum. But Isaiah Likely was really good.
Bro, out of Coastal Carolina,
very good.
He's gonna be special. That's where I think it's just like even the Ravens saw like Mark Andrews isn't gonna be around for that much longer as far as making an impact in the receiving game because it's just the games behind him as far as how he plays. Isaiah Likely's a dog.
Boys, breaking news here.
What is it, Boone?
The Detroit Pistons are hiring Luke Walton as the lead assistant on the new head coach.
I like this.
JB Bickerstaff's staff. Spent the last 2 years. Yeah, he was in Cleveland and he was a head coach in the NBA. This is good. Go, JB Bickerstaff.
This is a very good hire. I think this is a guy that, the Detroit Pistons are just reaching for anybody that has competence, I think, and that's what they need. Just coaching in the coaching area, they need competence. And I think Luke Walton, with all the experience that he has, it would have been a terrible head coaching hire. But you talk about an assistant coach, I think this is an excellent hire that only makes the Pistons better compared to what they have been having around the organization.
Yeah,
you've seen him with the Warriors. He can coach a little bit, and he's been around championship winning teams. So I like it. And me being the one that's really hating on the Pistons all the time and really critical on them, I should say, not hating because they've been terrible. I really like what they've done in the offseason. The JB Bickerstaff hire, I really do like him. He seems very well spoken and a lot different from what Monty was giving us in the past. And then Trajan Langdon seems very well so far, and he's built a good roster. He's had some good additions. I think that they fit really well with the team, and that's been the biggest thing. Obviously, Troy Weaver was not getting guys that fit with the team. So I know it's early, but I do like the moves they made in the offseason.
Yeah, I don't really have – what you guys said is spot on. I'm interested to just see, like, how that staff fills out because they were hiring coaches before they even got JB Bickerstaff. I don't know if you guys remember that. They brought on a couple assistants already. Don't die on me, Booner. But I just think like the head coaching experience is like you need that, and I think just keeping like adding head coaching experience with JB Bickerstaff, which I know he's already been a head coach and successful at that, but just getting more dudes in the room, dude. I think that's huge. Like you need this turnaround, and I think Luke Walton is his name Lucas actually? Like it's spelled Lukas?
I don't know. That's what my dad wanted, bro. My dad wanted a son named Luke, so he named me Lucas with a K, which makes fucking sense instead of just naming me Luke, but probably not.
I'm gonna start calling you Luke.
Don't. That's like it's like the Bud thing. Like it makes me cringe. Like unless you're like my family or like you're my friend who called me Luke since I met you, do not call me Luke. It'll make me like, you'll just get a bad vibe.
I call you Luke all the time.
You'll call me Luke E. You'll call me Luke E. Luke, I don't like.
I like Luke though. Luke is a good. I like.
Nah,
it.
Shit makes me feel like I'm about to get yelled at or something where I just don't want to hear whatever.
Luke.
I'm like, God, fucking what? Like it's just something bad comes after it.
It's like flashbacks. Jeez, all right.
It is.
I won't do that. That's on me. All right. The other list here, obviously there was two lists. One being the tight ends, and this one's now is the safeties. This is the more interesting one because the Detroit Lions actually don't have anyone in the top 10 in this list.
Yeah,
they have which is crazy. So at one, and tell me when to stop, boys. I'm just going to read the names, and then if you guys want me to stop if a guy shouldn't be in the top 10, let me know. So Antoine Winfield Jr. is number 1. Kyle Hamilton 2. He got ranked as low as 6. Jesse Bates 3.
Fair.
Minka Fitzpatrick. I like this. I think that's fair. 4. I like Minka. Oh, you're got Javon Holland. You were big on him last year. He's 5. Buda Baker 6.
Higher than I thought, but I like it. There's a lot of rumors of him going to the Lions this offseason.
I was gonna say,
I saw those trades.
Is he a free agent right now?
I think he got tagged.
Okay.
I'm almost positive he got tagged, but for Buda Baker's another guy that I just love watching, especially how small he is. He just kills people too.
Derwin James Jr. He is 7. Oh yeah,
he's a savage.
8. Kyle, is it Kyle Duggar or Duggar? I don't know.
Duggar.
I like Duggar better.
Highest ranking 1. Wow. Hey, he should be in the top 10 for sure, but 1 is fucking wild.
Hufanga 9. What a dog he is. I
can't believe he's at 9, man. I was waiting to see where he would be. He should be top 5.
I like Hufanga. He's a dog. You put me onto him real early. Xavier McKinney with the Packers. He's
love
10.
That one too.
Don't hate that. All right, honorable mentions here. This is where we do have a Detroit Lions player, fellas. Justin Simmons, which I compare Justin Simmons to Brian Branch. Those stats, Brian Branch should be ahead of Justin Simmons in every ranking. Jalen Petrie from the Houston Texans, Justin Reed, Marcus Williams.
Oh, my God.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Brian Branch. Look at that. On top of each other, boys.
I don't – go back up, Boone. Go back up.
To where?
Just to one more spot.
Marcus Williams.
I don't understand. Oh, you have Marcus Williams, Justin Reed, and who was the other first honorable mention? C.J. Gardner-Johnson, too, because if you just watched them on the field last year, you could tell that Brian Branch was a better player. If you're going to have Xavier McKinney at 10 and you love what Xavier McKinney does, in my opinion, by default, you have to have Brian Branch at 11 because those are the same type of players. They do everything exactly the same, and Brian Branch, in my opinion, was on Xavier McKinney's level as a rookie. They're both Alabama safeties that were playing the same exact role in Nick Saban's defense. Brian Branch, I'm not even getting mad that he's not in the top 10 because he's a rookie. But this is a guy that I think by the end of 2024 will be in the top 5 of this list. He's one of the more instinctful safeties in all of the NFL that can play in safety. He can play the nickel, and if you really need him to in a pinch, he can play on the outside for you. And I think he's just as good against the pass as he is against the run. He's one of the more balanced safeties in the NFL. So go ahead and keep him in the honorable mentions now. The fact that he's in between C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Andre Sisco is just fucking disrespectful. I don't know how you managed to do that, but this will be looking completely different because I think Brian Branch is the guy that guaranteed Pro Bowl, and I think it's very likely that you see by the end of the season he's an All-Pro. So I think he's going to be in the Kyle Hamilton tier by the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I don't think the honorable mentions are actually ranked, so I think they're all just kind of together. So they may have him at 11, or they may think that rather. But I mean, kind of the same deal with like Mark Andrews. A lot of these guys are proven, and I expect Brian Branch to kind of take that jump into that top 10. But those top 10, you can maybe make a case for 10 with Xavier McKinney, but I still think he's just right outside of there. And like you said, Lucas, he can take that all-pro leap this year and kind of make his way into there. But this is a good list as far as the players on it. I really don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a similar spot to you boys. I think like you can make an argument. And I don't know who like I guess you would swap Brian Branch in for. There's no reason at all that Brian Branch won't be in that top 10 in that after this season. Like I truly believe when we talk about it a couple times, I truly believe Brian Branch will be an all-pro, could be an all-pro safety this year. Like when you look at who was an all-pro last year in the numbers and you compare the numbers and Klotz, like you say it all the time, sometimes numbers don't always matter. If you just look at the impact that Brian Branch makes on the team, like he has the potential to be the best player with Aiden Hutchinson on the defense, like those two to be the two best players on that defense. And when you have that, like you're one of the best in the league.